everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Tonight's matchup features two quarterbacks who will be trying to lead their team to victory. It's the Texans going up against the Colts. So with kickoff straight ahead, we'll check in with our broadcast team. Here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
And we welcome you to Lucas Oil Stadium, which opened back in 2008 here in the Circle City of Indianapolis, Indiana. Today, we've got a Week 8 matchup on tap here between the Houston Texans and the Indianapolis Colts. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we take a look at the Colts entering play. They've certainly found their groove of late, winners of 5 in a row.
And I think the sky's the limit for this team. They're playing the best football that they've played in a long time.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Texans, they come in feeling good after back-to-back victories.
And going back through the tape, I thought they looked pretty good last week. It was a solid win, a comprehensive win.
Both of these teams about to reach the halfway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. This is taken at his 4. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. And a look at a guy, definitely got a little razzle-dazzle to him. Can do it with his arm or his legs. Their mobile QB. Now a play fake here on first down. And this one complete to Will Fuller. 14 yards there on the first play from scrimmage.
As if he didn't have enough to think about on that route, the comeback route, coming back to the football and catching it, decided to make sure he toe-tapped and kept himself in bounds.
And that was spectacular, but on the comeback route, maybe a little easier to deal with the sideline since you've got better vision of it.
I think that's a great point because you should know exactly where you're going and know how much space you have and make sure you get your feet down. But, yeah, coming back to the football, I like it. Good vision.
They run the counter now on first down. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Now a handoff as they run left side. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line.
Illegal block in the back. Offense. Still 7 down.
9 yards still remaining here to pick up the first on second down.
Let's go!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. Down on the field, we've got an injured Colt after that last play. We'll check on his status when we get back. Offense faces a 3rd and medium with 6 yards left. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. So opening drive, 3rd down, they complete the slant to move the sticks.
And ordinarily, it's a high percentage pass when you throw it. And receivers like to run that route because it gets the ball in their hands pretty quickly. Just a couple of quick steps upfield, break towards the middle, the ball should be there, and then they can do some work afterwards.
And how about this wide receiving core, Charles?
Well, I was at the hotel watching a little film, and you popped your head in and said, these receivers are pretty good from what I can tell. You're exactly right. Can't wait to see them do their thing out on the field.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. And on the ground they go with a running back. And he'll take this one down to the 36. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a third down. And here's a look at the defensive unit that hopes to halt this offense today. And here comes play number 6 on this drive. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
3rd and 2, and they ran the ball for only 1 yard, and everybody's going to scream at the offense. Well, let's give a lot of credit to the defense on that play. Defensive front out leveraged the offensive line. They got more people to the football. Yeah, they won that battle in a big way, and they're forcing a big decision now by the guys on offense.
That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short, no good, and this will remain a scoreless game. That opening drive looked good for a moment there, but they'll wind up being turned away thanks to the missed field goal.
And those especially hurt when you come into a game on the road. You're trying to get things to go your way early, and now you suffer a setback right out of the gate.
They'll come out in the pistol. Now a carry here for Terrence West. And he'll push his way up to about the 44 here. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
A 1-yard gain can look like a disaster, but it all depends on how the game is going. Is it a series of 1-yard gains running the ball? If that's the case, you might have to start thinking about throwing it a little bit more. But if it's just the occasional 1-yard run, hey, congratulations to the defense. They won that one. Come back and get them the next time.
It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves them with 3rd and 5.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
So 3rd and 5, defensively expecting pass. They've got 6 DBs out there. Now Luck. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he will have the first down as he gets this to the 47.
When you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
Here's Luck, finding time. Going right side here, and that's complete. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. He had time, was able to survey the field and find a soft spot in that zone coverage.
And that's where it gets difficult for a defender, Brandon. You go to your spots on the field that you have to cover, and when the offense finds an area that you're not in, that's where they throw the football.
Here's Luck now on 2nd down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Look at this spin.
Balance.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Luck on 1st down. Over the middle, it's caught by Rodgers. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. They'll run it with West. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed, as that's going to move the chains.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the 1st down.
So the offense has it 1st and 10. On the ground, it's West again. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. So nothing there, but maybe you blame that on the blocking.
Yeah, at some point, you've got to win at the point of attack. And on that play, that was all the defense. They made it happen.
Here's West. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10. It's been a pretty long drive. This will be play number 9. And they need 10 yards out of it on 3rd. And when you're running the football, one thing you don't want to see is a big boy coming up there and swallow you whole in those D tackles and nose tackles.
No, you're actually counting on your big boys to protect you from them. But on that play, the defensive tackle had the leverage, and he won the battle. No gain, correct?
No gain.
While we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore, I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion, and both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
And that field goal caps an 11-play drive.
That's a lot of offense to run to only get 3 points, but they'll take them. Anytime you can put anything on the board, you run to your sideline somewhat happy.
And now out comes Houston. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer
this
time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
They'll drop to throw, and he will find his man on the outside. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
And on 3rd down, the Colts have added an extra defensive back.
Flooding the passing lanes.
He'll drop to throw. And to the left side, Fedorowicz has it. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. The Texans send the punter out as he's on a punt for the first time this afternoon.
And there's a completion to the tight end, and look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
And now we get our first look at a guy who's been around the block a time or two. He will not be rattled today.
And that changes things for a defensive coordinator, because normally when you get the young guys, you get the rookies, you throw all the exotic blitzes at them and looks they haven't seen. But this guy, he's seen it all.
On 1st and 10, Luck. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
There's a completion to the tight end, and I think that we're looking at something out of central casting, frankly.
Absolutely.
I mean,
size, the hands.
Speed, I mean, can flat out run. You put that whole package together, you light up the eyes of an offensive coordinator, don't you?
Now a play fake, and it's Luck. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Jadeveon Clowney in there to bury him for a loss of 11. So 3rd and 15 and an extra defensive back in the game now.
Flooding the passing lanes.
Back to throw. Luck looking left side, and it's complete. They chalked that one up as a gain of 34 on 3rd down.
As far as I'm concerned, Andrew Luck can do it all. I mean, he's an underrated runner, toughness in the pocket, strong and stout. But let's face it, the money, that comes from his arm.
And smart, valedictorian of his high school class in Houston, that he goes to Stanford. He's got it all. This is West. And he's going to be stopped at about the 37. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
Here's Luck. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 18 yards there, down to the 18 and a 1st down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer. Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. So just a lone field goal in this first quarter of play. 3-0 is our score. EA Sports NFL Sunday returns following this.
This presentation of the NFL on EA Sports is brought to you by Snickers. You're off your game when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
Back with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Colts in possession of the football to begin quarter number 2. They've got a 2nd down and 8 to start things out. They'll run again here with West. Look at the spin. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Terrence West with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Colts add on to their lead.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. So this drive spans 7 plays, and it culminates in an Indianapolis touchdown. The Colts kicking team is out there now, and they will send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off.
With the struggles we're seeing up front for the offense today, they've got to think about changing up their play calling. Some screens, some draws, some quick-hitting plays in order to try and supplement the run game. You don't totally abandon it, but you try and give it a little bit of help.
Let's go! Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And a quick throw here, that's complete. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
We're still in search of the 1st down after that last completion. So here we go now, an extra defensive back in there on 3rd and 10. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Looking left sideline, it's complete. Touchdown, Houston. Their dangerous wide receiver. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Texans have cut it to within a score. Good pass, clean catch, and a house call there on the fly route.
And not that much room to operate. So that tells you about his acceleration. We always talk about being able to go from 0 to 60 real fast. It took him less time than that to get to top speed and complete that play.
Graham Gano on for the extra point. And they're back within a field goal. It's 10-7 now. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And the result, a Houston touchdown. out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Texans defense, we watch them get set to go. And they gave up a touchdown last drive. You kind of need to hit the reset button after every touchdown given up, Charles.
I love that. And the way that you phrased it is perfect, because from series to series, you can reset how the game is going to go. If you gave up a touchdown before, it doesn't mean you have to do it again. And if you made a great play before, you have to reset again anyway, because they're going to attack. So I love the way you phrased it and put it out there. That's what they have to do in this series.
Not like when you're playing a video game. You can't hit the reset button here. Let's go.
No, you shouldn't anyway. That's for sure.
Hey. 14, he's going deep. Get him.
On second down, here's Locke. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Now West, a strong running. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up fourth down. And the offense there, the O-line, everybody really on offense, they were just manhandled at the point of attack.
Yeah, you could pretty much call them all out, couldn't you? Almost by name, right? That was a very tough sequence for the offensive line. But how about that defensive front creating a new line of scrimmage and creating a lost yardage possibility?
To punt it away on fourth down, here's Drew Kaiser. He can't bring him down.
The weight room does work.
Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Texans take possession. Here comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. Been a decent start for him here in this first half, but they're losing. And I think as the captain of the offense, you probably always feel like you need to do more in that situation.
The best have always felt that way, and they won't settle for anything less. So right now, his goal is to increase what he's doing on the field, try to make sure his teammates come along with him, and he feels like if I do better, everyone will do better. And that's what we're seeing from him right now. Got to have a little extra determination.
Yeah, a little extra determination. He has thrown the touchdown pass, no interceptions for him personally to this point. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and all of a sudden here, it's third down. And defensively, it's a nickel formation here on third down and 9.
I'm going to show my age here a little bit. We used to talk about running backs catching the ball as safety valves. Nowadays, they're big.
And he'll be brought down by the Colts. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on third down. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
Fielded at about the 28. 12 yards on the return that time. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Here comes the Colts offense now as they make their way onto the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Over the middle, it's complete. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. They'll run it now out of the gun. Pushing forward for 3 up to the 48. It was Jason Pierre-Paul who was able to get him down.
Well, so far, this game has gone the way the defensive coordinator had hoped. They've dictated things. They've not let them run the ball very well at all. They gave up a nice game there, I doubt it'll back off their confidence. They've played so well throughout this entire game.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. Just a gain of a couple, but good enough to keep the drive rolling.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
It's a 5-receiver set. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. From the 50, it's Luck. And he's got his man on the out route. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A nice gain of 21 yards. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
They come out here in the eye. And he'll give it here to his running back. And a nifty little deep juke spin move. Not a great deal there on the back end, but a nice gain still.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Just 2 yards to go here on 2nd down for the offense. And to give this time to the tailback. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
To me, that's a superior play by the backer because he was allowed to, I think, run free on it and make that play. His defensive linemen, they covered things down for him because offensive guys, the linemen, what they're trying to do, as you know, is block the guy at the point of attack and then climb to the next level and get the linebacker. When you're not allowed to climb, you got a free hitter, and that's what we saw there. And a really nice play resulted for them.
And they'll run it here. And he'll at least get him inside the red zone here, down to about the 19. It'll be called a gain of 2, and that'll leave him with some options here on 4th and inches.
Partner, that's another short run there, and I think the easy thing is to look at him right now and say, let's get away from him entirely. Let's start throwing the football, but I don't think you ever entirely abandon the run. It helps set a tone for the game for you, keeps your offensive linemen feeling good about themselves, and it actually tamps down a defense's pressure because if you just throw it all the time, it's going to tee off with the pass rush.
Now the holder's going to keep it. He's going to try to run for it. And they're able to pick up the first and keep possession. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and they're able to convert here on 4th and inches.
I'm well aware this is not basketball, but this feels like full court pressure. Never getting out of that the entire time. Just stay on top of them. With that lead, go ahead and fake it and continue to try and build on it.
Yeah, first half, as you said, you've got that lead, but they want a bigger cushion here. They're hitting the gas pedal hard. Now a handoff here to his running back. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Doesn't matter who you're rooting for in this game. The effort of the man with the football, getting away from one and trying to churn forward and get some yardage, I really liked what he did there.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10.
Well, he was stopped on that play. He's had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to him the rest of the game.
And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. Throwing on 3rd down, Luck. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. They were trying to set up that screen, trying to get that screen to formulate. Took too long.
Ends up taking a sack, and that leads you to a couple of other questions. Number one, why don't you just get rid of the football near the screen guy so that you don't take an interception? But really the big one, They just took everything away, and he was really kind of flummoxed on that play and ended up taking the sack.
So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. They'll put it down right at the 40, so call this a 50-yard attempt. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. And, Charles, they get the field goal. Took him a dozen plays, though.
Work with me on this one. You know what I'm about to say, right? Bend but don't break. That's what came into play here for the defense. 12 plays were run at them. They only gave up 3 points. In a lot of ways, that's a win for the defense.
This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. Been a decent start for him here in this first half, but bottom line, his team's losing. They got to fix something.
And it starts with him. He has to keep that little quarterback strut going right now to make sure his team sees him as confident. Continue to try and up his game. But just let him know, hey, if I'm around, if I'm the one called...
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. The big man, get the oxygen tank ready. And they are going to score on the fumble return. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Huge play by the defense, not only to force the fumble, obviously, but to return it for a touchdown.
And I know it's no fun for anyone who plays offense, but isn't it fun to see how a defense rallies when there's a fumble return and everyone tries to find someone to block and bring it all the way home?
I always like their celebrations because they don't get there that often.
No, they're not choreographed very well usually.
Extra point attempt to come here. And the lead is now 13. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This one fielded at the 5. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And a look here at the Colts defense. They go play action here on first down. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and that'll make it second down. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Fuller brings it in over the middle. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
Looks like a nickel set here defensively on 3rd and 2.
Yeah, maybe expecting a throw. Back to throw. And that one drops incomplete as he got popped as he was throwing it. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and that just continued there with that incompletion.
Yeah, definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
The Texans send the punter out as he's on to kick it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. And the Colts offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
So they complete the pass, and now they face a second down.
4 down. All right. 675.
Off of play action, Luck surveying the field. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
Time right. 4 down. Check. 4 down.
Luck on first down. Setting up the screen for West. And a nice spin into some open field. A second spin. Down the numbers. There he goes. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Terrence West, his second touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Colts are able to grow their lead.
Heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Now the try here for the extra point. And that one pushes the lead up to an even 20. The Colts kicking team is out there now, and they will send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Right side caught Fedorowicz. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And movement here by one of the Texans up front. In comes the flag.
Here we go. 3-19.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He's got time. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. It was a running back who was a receiver on the play. Ikey's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd went to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Third down, the Colts beefing up the secondary. 6 defensive backs in the game. He'll drop to throw. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. So the offense takes the timeout, and they are back out and ready to rock. And the 13-year man puts it through, and high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So a field goal here. They're still down, but they put a dent into that lead before the break.
And that's got to feel good because now they've seen that they can put some more points on the board, and that gives them a whole second half to get back to where they want to be, and that's in the lead.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And with time running down, they go down to a knee. So we hit halftime here in Indianapolis with the Colts on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando as we check in with Larry Ridley and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Larry?
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome to the EA Halftime Report. Let's take a look back at the first half. The Colts secondary has done a good job to slow down the passing game so far. The Texans had a lot of success throwing the football last week, but the same throwing lanes haven't been there. All right, let's get it going. Let's roll those first half highlights. Third down from the 22. Blocked deep pass will pay off here. He ends up at the 44-yard line before he's stopped on the play. Same drive. West is going to look for a gap. He caps off the 7-play drive with a score, pushing the lead to 10. Early in the second, the pass is completed into tight coverage, and he's gone as he sprints into the end zone, cutting the deficit to 3. Now to late in the second. Okafor is going to force the fumble. Colts would pick it up and score. Lead now goes to 13. Staying late in the second. West is the target on the quick pass, and it ends up working for a touchdown. That takes the lead up to 20. So that'll do it from here. Let's get back out to Brandon and Charles. They've got the second half from Indy.